Actually, if you do want to follow this in a reverse order, you will be able to take one of these lenses apart. Hello and welcome to another episode of Some Litter in a Shed. Today I'm looking at a broken camera lens. It is a Canon EF-S mount, 18 to 55mm. It's the f4-5.6 version. I think it's the newest version. I got this one, spares or repair off eBay, because it looks to me like somebody's bounced it. If you have a look, I zoom down on it here, using one that works. This little brass post has broken off from just here, which has stopped the zoom from working, so you can't do your zoom in and out on it. Now, I realise that people are going to complain here that I've already taken it apart. Now the thing was, I wasn't actually going to make a video on this because, well, I really couldn't be bothered. But then I got to that point and I thought, well, that actually looks really easy to fix. So let's have a go now. See how far we get. If I can actually stick this post back on, get it all back together and it actually work. The hard bit's going to be deciding what type of glue to use. I've got some ultra thin super glue there. Ultra thin super glue. Might work. I've used it on other camera lenses before and it's been fine. So we'll see. So long as I don't glue the whole thing in the wrong place. And yes, I'm working on a disgusting heavy lint covered duster. I can't believe that Canon have actually made this with only one little post to push it around. I mean, okay, it feels quite easy to move around, but still, most of the camera lenses that I've taken apart before have normally had 2, possibly even 3 of those to drag the gubbins around. But they've decided just to use one, and it's plastic. Or should I say, it's a brass thing attached to a piece of plastic, which seems like a really, really bad idea. So let's get into it and see if we can actually stick this on. And then we shall fit it onto this and see if it works. Now, it did work before, but obviously with no zoom. And this is pretty beaten up as well. I don't know if you can see that there. Yeah, it's been in the wars. Even more so if you look down there. There you go. Yes, the mirror is smashed. But despite all that, it still works perfectly. Okay, there's a few focus points missing, but we don't care about those. So, first things first. Does that fit on there? I'm going to have to undo the screw somehow. I don't know if you can see this. I've got to try and get that plastic bit out of there, and the screw is sticking through it. So we've got to try and get that out without chewing the end of it up. This is not going to be easy. So that screw is really quite tight in there. Can we do it? I can't get hold of it. This is where I end up slicing the end of my fingers. So we can get hold of it with some tweezers. Oh yes, it's going. Have I just chewed the end of that up even further? I think I probably have. I hope not. Can we now get hold of it with something else? Side cutters. Just don't put too much force on it and slice straight through it. Yes, there we go. Plastic is now separated from the screw and the brass post. Put those over there out of the way so I don't lose them. Now we've got to try and stick this on. Does it still fit? It's got fluff on it. Get rid of the fluff. Go away, fluff. quite great. Can you see that? It's a bit on the wonk. Can we get it to push down straight? I think we can. Right. Just pick that bit out because we don't want that, it's getting in the way. And it's gathering fluff. That should do. Right. Got a little tiny bit of glue on there. What can I use? Could really do with a syringe tip on this, but I haven't got one. Rather than try and drip the glue straight in the hole, I shall put a bit on the end of a nail. There, hopefully that's not too much. Can you see what I'm doing? That all around there. Put the nail on something that's not going to stick to, and very quickly pull that on there and hope you get it in the right place. And squeeze hard. Now I've just got to stand there for 5 minutes and hope it sets. Super glue sets with moisture, so just breathe on it a bit. Should help it go off. It's a good time to have a look down the lens and make sure it's not full of dust. Looks okay. If it doesn't quite set in the right place, I could always just melt it with a soldering iron. So you don't want to go in there too early and start trying to screw things to it and then it snap off again because the glue hasn't set. See, I'll stop the cameras now. I'll come back in a bit when it's glued. It's been a good 10 minutes or so. I think this glue is set well enough. Looks like it feels fairly solid. So we're going to go for it. We're going to try and screw the brass post back on. See how this goes. So, first things first, make sure the camera's in focus, because if it's not, it's pointless doing this. Right, that's on there. It's a little bit on the squiffy side. I'm really hoping that's not going to be a problem. Now this is only a test fitting because to put this back together that post needs to be off and then it has to go through this hole on the side of the barrel next to where the 35 is. Just there, yes. Alright, so we'll try that first. If it snaps off doing this then it's not going to work, so we'll start again. Probably have to take the lens apart further and melt it on with the soldering iron. So far, so good. That's as tight as I dare do it, and it hasn't come off yet. It moves. Let's give it a shot. Right, back off with that. You can go down there. Give it all a good blow to get rid of all the crap. Probably just blowing a whole load of it inside, but never mind. If you're wondering how much this lens was, it was only 25 quid, so whatever that is in dollars or anything, I don't know. Which way round does it go? No, I'd say something along the lines of that. I'll try and get that in there without ruining these ribbon cables. There we go. Probably can't pick that up on. Oh yeah, you can. The screw hole is now lined up. Feels a bit crusty. Oh, the ribbon cable caught down there. Where's my tweezers gone? There they are. Not those ones, I don't like them. I think that comes out there anyway. Right, that's better. Now there's these 3 just out of shot screws. These 3 here, the silver ones, go in there, there and there. Let's get those in. Little tip for plastic screws: if they feel like they're going in badly, rotate that round until you hear it click, but do it backwards, like. There you go. You probably couldn't hear that click anyway, but I did. Then you know it's back in its original thread, rather than you cutting a new one. If you want to know how to take this lens apart, watch somebody else's video, because I've probably done it wrong. Right, there we go. And as you can see, it doesn't do anything when you do that. That's the original problem, because the post was snapped off. So, to move it a little bit, because it's not quite in the hole. Now this may be part of the original fault as well. There we go. Yeah, it moved quite easily. Now I've got to try and get that down in there. I should have taken the screw out first, but never mind. Looks as tight as I dare do that. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah. Let's get the rest of it back on and see if it actually works. I'm trying not to get too much dust in it as well. There's already some in there. That's my dust blower. That was my granddad's, that was. A little brush for it as well. One of the most useful bits of stuff I've got for photography. Now there's this little PCB to go on. Which way round does it go? I think it goes that way, because as you can see there's a little cut out there. This way. Oh, other way. Yes, that makes sense, because cable there goes in on, and there's this little rubber thing here. If you can see that, just there, that fits on that thing just there. Let's try and get that in without breaking anything. There's no screws to hold this PCB, and it just literally floats on that rubber thing. That's on there. We've lost a ribbon cable already, it's gone underneath. And out you come. Is that all of them out? Yes. That one. Yep, right. If you notice, there's these little holes in. Ooh. Yeah, these little holes. Those are for getting your tweezers into to push them into the sockets, like so. Should be quite a low insertion force required on these. If you can get the damn things to go in the first place, which I can't. Go on, you little devil, get in there. There it goes. Make sure they're fully pushed home. I have blown fuses in a camcorder before when I didn't quite put the LCD connector in all the way. Trying to find a slot to put them in is quite difficult. Yeah. Yes, that's all of those in. Right, next bit. We have this, and I've just stuck my finger on the inside of it. Well done. There's a little piece of glass inside there, so you can catch a reflection off of it. There you go. So make sure all that's clean before you put it back together. How bad is it? I thought I stuck my finger on it. I can't see any fingerprints. I think we've got away with it. We're safe. Go away. It's a piece of dust. That plonks on there. That needs a clean around the edge. Oh. There's these 4 screws to go in around the edge. Not all the screws. Actually, if you do want to follow this in a reverse order, you will be able to take one of these lenses apart. All those nice and tight. Just when you thought that was it though, there's 2 more to go in by the connector. If the camera ever focuses on it. One. Right. I can't see it now. There's one hole. Just there. There's the other one. There's 2 very, very tiny screws for this. Both the same length, same head. They just hold the connector in place. You make sure this one's fully in, because otherwise it won't go on the camera. See if we can find some alcohol to give this a clean with. Tasty. Probably can't buy this on eBay anymore. It's dangerous. Might not be old enough. And they won't let me have it if I don't have a credit card. How ridiculous is that? I'm not bitter about it at all. I only tried to buy a broken circular saw and was refused the option of bidding on it because I couldn't do their age verification as I don't own a credit card. No other options for age verification, just the credit card, which was very, very annoying. Get rid of any grease from around there. Perfect. Right, let's test it. Not that it matters that that's dusty in there because it's full of broken glass anyway. Well, it wasn't until I picked it out. It goes nothing. Does it still? It does. Turn it on. What's it doing? We have a picture. Tell you what. Start recording. There we go. There's the other camera. It's all washed out because it's on manual and I haven't changed any of the settings. There we go, change that down a bit. Does it work? It does. What do you reckon to that? There's the other camera. Focusing is good, stabilisation's working. In fact, if we turn it off. Yeah, there's definitely a difference there. Alright, so I've just been out and taken a few test shots with this. I'll insert them in the video. Yeah, it's working well. That's all as it should be. Now there's one thing left to do, which is to put this rubbery bit back on it, which is the grippy bit from around the edge. So let's see if we can slide that back on and give everything a bit of a clean as well. Stick the lens caps back on. I'm quite pleased with that. I put a fingerprint on the lens, never mind. Give that a clean as well in a bit. It's going to need a bit more fluff. Use a bit of microfiber cloth on that one there, yeah. Try to slide this back on. It's a bit of a tight fit, a bit like a big elastic band. Probably take a couple of days for it to shrink back into shape as well. Be a bit baggy until then. Well, actually it's gone back in quite nicely. There we go. Beautiful. And that is that. One Canon EF-S 18 to 55mm with image stabilizer. All repaired, back in service. So that can go on the old 90D and be another useful bit of video equipment. So yeah, see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.